Hi, I'm Mark Ottobre for personaltrainermentoring.com. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the 3 best personal trainer sales techniques. So before we get into this techniques, what we should first cover off is the 5 biggest objections that you're going to get in selling personal training: time and money. Now, if we first look at those first 2, what are they really an objection of? They're objection of value, meaning it's not important enough or it's not a priority to allocate the time or allocate the resources or the funds to that particular activity. The next 2 objections you're going to get is, I don't believe you and it won't work for me. I don't believe you and it won't work for me based on trust, meaning they know you, they know the product, but don't necessarily trust that your product and service is going to be able to deliver the results that they're looking for. And finally, the 5th big objection you're going to get is the partner objection, which is a smokescreen. So it's very important before we talk about actual techniques, just to understand the objections you're going to get and you're going to hit into. And the reason why I've come to the summary of these are the 3 best personal trainer sales techniques. Now, the first one, you might go, this isn't a technique, Mark, but I'm going to tell you it is. The first one you want to do, so point number 1, is to show and talk about your results. So what that might look like. If you're a PT, you might have a book of a portfolio where you can actually legitimately sit down with a client and show them the before and afters that you've helped a client achieve. It could be the reviews that you've got, the testimonials, preferably even video testimonials that you might be able to send them ahead of time. What that's going to do, it's going to solve the I don't believe you and it won't work for me. So the more reviews that you have, or the more testimonials and visuals, the photos of people with weight loss that you have and you can show a potential client, basically the easier it is going to for them to be able to trust you, because they're going to see like for like. They're going to say, well, I'm 40 kilos overweight and this person was 40 kilos overweight. Or if they're 10 kilos, hopefully you have many different examples, male and female and different demographics and cultures, where there's going to be someone that they look at and they're going to remind them of them. Oh, that person kind of is the same body as me and I want to kind of get that kind of result, and you've done it for them, so therefore you must be able to get it for me. And it's the same thing if you're training elite athletes and you show that to a client. They might not ever be able to be an elite athlete because let's say they're 50 odd and they've got 10 kilos or 40 kilos to lose, but it's also social proof for the fact that you've been able to work with someone who's fairly elite or is elite. You've been able to get results there. That's a huge push and scores huge points in terms of the trust factor. So it solves trust very, very effectively and very, very fast. So point number 1, just to recap on that, is to show your results and show them, and also show them the results and how it's going to work. Which brings me to point number 2 of the best sales techniques for personal trainers is take them on the journey, show them. So one thing that I like to do is get them up on the gym floor and take them through a screening process. Get them see when they're in front of me. Let's do a bodyweight squat. Let's do an overhead test, overhead bodyweight squat, or an overhead squat test, rather, I should say, or clat test, whatever the test is, or look at their shoulder function and say, aha, and obviously this is where you need to be very good at your craft, a master of your craft, know screening and assessment, and you see how they move and the dysfunction, and then you can very confidently say, all right, well, from what I've seen, that assessment, that brief assessment that I did, here are the things. So the second thing is you want to plan out, screen them and plan out in front of them during your sales process of you're starting here, the way, and I'm walking them, I'm holding their hand and showing them step by step what I'm going to do with them. And the way I like to phrase it, it's like this, right? If I asked you for $100,000, I want you to invest $100,000 into me, and I just said, just trust me, invest in me. Now you might say, oh, I do trust you, Mark, already. I've watched your content. I know who you are. You're a trustworthy guy. I'll give you $100,000. But let's just pretend you're watching this video now and you've never met me before and just said, give me $100,000. I'll invest it for you. I'll make you a 10% return. You're probably going to be maybe a little bit dubious of that if I just say it and you've never met me and you don't know who I am. But if I lay out a plan and I show you how I'm going to invest every single dollar of that $100,000, and I'm going to show you how those things have made a return on investment and how this is very calculated, and I give you all the evidence and give you other people and show you testimonials and show you exactly how it works and what's the time period that you're going to invest me and when you're going to get that return, and this is what it's going to look like, and if you invest in this time, and I give you all the specifics, the level of trust is going to go up. It's going to go up quite significantly. And ultimately the level of value of what I'm doing, because you will look at it and say, wow, you've really thought about this. You know exactly what you're doing. You know exactly how to invest that money. So that's also another crucial and important point. Improving value and improving the trust with the client is you need to show them every step. So show them that you can get the results. That's point number one, but show them how you're going to do it and what steps. So once they purchase from you, what's the next thing that's going to happen? What does session 1 look like? What does session 2 look like? What does session 3 look like? If you come into my business, Enterprise Fitness, session 1 is a lifestyle assessment after you've bought the package. So we start off with a conversation, a sales consult, if you will, or initial consultation. We figure out if we're a fit. If the client purchases, they start with a lifestyle assessment where we look at lifestyle factors, including diet, sleep, digestion, energy, all those things. Because obviously, as I say to the client, you can train with us 7 days a week, but if you don't have the right diet, the right lifestyle factors, you're not going to get where you want to go. So that's where we start. In the second session, we're going to do a screening assessment on you. We're going to see exactly where you're at, so then we can write a program for you. Now, all of our programs last 4 weeks or up to 4 weeks, depending on your progress. Sometimes we change them faster. Sometimes they're so effective that we milk out the program, so to speak, so you continue to get results, but we're monitoring. Then we're going to do your skin folds every week based on the fact that you're going to train with us 3 times a week. And when you come in, we're going to show you the warm-up. So you're going to so I'm taking them through each and every single process of once they've purchased from me, what's going to happen, when it's going to happen, because that drives confidence of this person has a plan for me. And finally, point number 3 of the 3 best techniques is expect objections and handle the objections. Now, I started with what are the 5 major objections. Now I'll go over them again. It's time, money, which are value. I don't believe you. It won't work for me, which are trust. And finally, partner. Now, understanding that in changing someone's life, if someone comes in to see you, if they're going to have that bit of defense, they're going to have some objections around changing their whole lifestyle, changing things. They've never done it before. They've always been overweight, for example. So you need to almost expect that a client or a potential client is going to have objections towards moving forward. And you need to handle those objections with both authority and empathy. Understand where the client is at, but also be the absolute authority to help that client and change where they're at for the better. So objections in selling personal training, sometimes you won't get them and that's great, but more often than not, objections in selling personal training are completely normal and completely a part of the process, because you're asking people to do something that they've never done before. And quite frankly, they probably don't know how to do. And that's why they're coming to see you, because you need to hold their hand through every step and make sure you can help them get the result. And the really rewarding and satisfying part of being a personal trainer is seeing people at the end of that 12-week or 24-week cycle where they've achieved the results and they've done something that they've never done before, and they really truly have changed their lives. And that is our ethos here at Enterprise Fitness. The other business that I own to complement personaltrainermentoring.com is basically that. We want to, and even with personal training mentoring, we are here to change the lives of our customers and hopefully you watching this video as well. Thank you so much for watching this video, and in the comments just below, I want you to tell me what tips you would like me to cover next. And while you're at it, make sure you subscribe and ring that bell for all future updates. And if you haven't already, do check out personaltrainermentoring.com for your free $500 personal trainer transformation pack. All that and more at personaltrainermentoring.com. Till next time, let's keep raising the standard of personal training worldwide.
Oh, oh, oh,